And as we get started here in this matchup, Day 9, we have Losira spawning in the northeast as our blue Zerg. And his opponent is Liquid haypro spawning in the southwest as the red.
Now, what we were talking about right before the match began, for any of you unfamiliar with the dynamics of ZvZ on this map, if we take a visit over to this natural expansion, we see just having this much open space, completely ignoring what's beyond the screen, this much open space is very difficult to deal with if your opponent is going for those very fast Zergling Baneling mixes. Roaches generally want tight, tiny spaces early on where they can block Zerglings and prevent themselves from being surrounded, but not on this map is that the case. So as a result, not only is your standard Lottling fast play very, very strong on this map, but also more funky styles where you end up getting 2 queens early on and block your own ramp and power tons of drones for a while. I'm extremely excited to see what openings these players will be doing.
Remember how you were asking about Losira and his drone timing in that last game and how it was odd that he droned to 10 and then Overlord?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing happened again.
Wow.
I don't know. He still seems to be like on track a little bit, but he did the same thing. So
I will have to study that in detail. I mean, there's a lot of little tiny tricks that players slowly discover over time, and that may very well be related to when, you know, a hatchery ends up churning out its additional larvae. But either way, both players opening up fairly similarly. You want to get this gas relatively quickly so you can upgrade speed for your Zerglings. And if you're feeling very bold, you'll throw down some Banelings after that and try to do some big aggression. We see that down in camp, haypro, this is where we can begin to talk about how fragile this matchup is. We see haypro is actually about 25 gas ahead of his opponent. Might not feel like that much, but that's essentially a 1 Baneling difference. If haypro can get a good hit with that extra Baneling he can build, then he will be way, way in the lead in one of those early micro battles.
And we will see haypro's got enough gas, and there he starts his speed right there, and we'll see if that nest goes down next. Meanwhile, speed started for Losira. It's about even, despite the fact that we did see haypro at 100 gas a little bit sooner. Has his queen coming alongside with his opponent. Now we had 6 lings coming out for haypro and 4 lings coming out for Losira. We do have now the Baneling nest going down for Losira, for haypro, and here's where it can be a little dangerous because we see the Roach Warren going down now for Losira.
Uh-oh, and look at this, Losira having 2 guys in gas. Not that many drones mining gas for this early stage. He doesn't really need as many to get a couple of roaches out at the outset of the game, but haypro just leaving 3 in gas. haypro really wanted to try to bring the noise early, gonna likely attempt a bust at Losira's ramp.
Got more lings coming out now for both players. You can see we've got the lings from haypro making their way around the back hallway, and the Baneling nest just completed now for haypro. So let's see if he's going to go ahead and just bring these in. No, he immediately morphs those 4 lings into Banelings. And let's see, because we do have 4 roaches on the way. Now, here come 2 lings, and they'll just kind of swoop in. These roaches are going to pop just before the Banelings.
It looks like a Baneling hit. Very, very nice defensive Baneling by haypro, just leaving that at the top of the ramp. Looked like his opponent just marched those right on up, did a ton of damage to those Banelings, and now we see haypro doing very smart things with these Banelings. He's already getting 2 queens, so that way he can block his own ramp a little bit if need be. Missing a little bit of larva adding on there, and we see some more Zerglings marching forward. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, he should have had those in his ramp. He did not block it. Now we got lings coming in, but more importantly, there are 4 Banelings making their way through the back. One of them does fall down. The other 2 are heading out. Oh, the drones are going to take a big hit here. If they don't get hit by the Banelings, they're going to get hit by the Zerglings. And Losira is going to find himself actually in a little bit of a world of hurt here. There's still some lings going around here, and you know, there's the Roach Warren going down with more lings on the way from haypro, but it does look like Losira will go ahead and evict this attack. Now, it did put Losira down to 13 drones now, and 3 of those are on gas.
But the real danger is that roaches, even in extremely small numbers, are wicked strong in ZvZ early on. It looks like haypro is going to manage to get up into the base. Do any of these drones have low HP? Well, he could target fire that orange one, but drones are very, very strong against Zerglings, actually surprisingly strong. So it looks like haypro, though he won't be able to do any damage, is still continuing to get a lot of good information. We see spine crawlers now getting produced, and haypro is going to be relying on a counterattack advantage. The fact that if losira ever moves down that ramp, those Zerglings are going to pop back in. And oh, he does get another drone. That's a big, big win right there.
Yeah, I mean, at that point when you're already behind and then you have to catch up, of course, you're not building units when you're trying to replenish those drones. This time he'll put those units on hold position on his ramp, but it was a little bit, I'm sure he had every intention of blocking his ramp with those initial 4 roaches, and that just never happened. We got more links coming in through the back hallway, but they're just kind of swinging around, don't look like they're going in for any sort of attack. Links coming down from losira. There is a queen and a spine crawler that will quickly stop that one, and haypro does take an expansion.
And at this point, it's a little bit of a weird situation for losira. He's getting his own Baneling nest because, honestly, one Baneling is just so incredibly strong against any number of Zerglings that you're almost committed to getting it at this stage of the game, given what's gone on, because of the fact that those Banelings are really so far and away the best solution that, you know, it's much easier. Look, he's just good that he's getting it, all right? You see, looks like a Baneling trying to make its way in, but not really doing very much damage. And haypro having a little bit of an edge, but losira did sneak out a few more drones. So we do see a whole bunch of roaches now making their way back, but Zerglings are now marching all the way around to try to find some hole to squeeze and to do damage to haypro.
Yeah, we do have more links coming around through the back now, but there is no sort of dedicated attack that is going to happen here. The expansion is going down for losira as well. However, the hatchery just finishes up for haypro, so he'll be able to get that up. And here's those defensive Banelings that we were talking about, spreading them out just in case any links try to run in. And he was still going to manage to do a run by. He could snipe off a queen here or go after some drones. A little bit indecisive there. The drones are going to fight back. We do see a few of those going down. Will he still, you think he really, oh my gosh, they're not mining anymore either. Oh!
And at the same time, a big push coming up by haypro. In the unit counting station, we see 11 roaches out for haypro. If he can pick off this hatch, this can be a very easy ticket to a win. More Zerglings hiding at the backside, and it looks like some roaches are now swinging forward from losira. But look at this. Oh, haypro is not going to take any risks here. Just target fire. Get the hatch. Get the,
oh my God!
And now he gets the hatchery.
Wow.
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, that would have been like a zealot not finishing it off or something like that. But he did manage to get it. That will put losira behind. He's also supply blocked right now, 67 to 66. Going to try to take out haypro Overlord as well. Try to even things up, but as you can see, haypro is a guy who does have his expansion up, and that may allow him to get not only the economy but the unit production that he needs to possibly finish this game.
I love this choice to get a +1 upgrade, not just because, you know, upgrades are good in StarCraft 2, but also because this is a scary spot for haypro. He did so much damage that could potentially motivate losira to do a big counterattack. Building this evolution chamber doesn't waste any larva at all. He can still save up larva for units if he needs be. So a big mistake I think a lot of Zergs make in haypro's position is to say, hooray, I killed off his hatchery. Now I'm going to make a bunch of drones. And then they die easily to that counterattack. Doesn't happen when you get this fast upgrade.
losira is going to spawn some Banelings over by the right tower, and now we've got a bunch of roaches moving into position. The unit counting station shows that we are just about even. 16 roaches for, or 17 roaches for losira and 16 for haypro. And here we come in. The +1 is not quite done yet, and with the Lings and the Banelings, he might have the upper hand here. We see that haypro is on the retreat right now. There is the one single spine crawler, but it is so far away in this open area. Here come the Banelings. Banelings going to detonate actually on many of those roaches, and that will still probably give the upper hand to losira. However, haypro does have the ability to of course reinforce from his base.
Some really nice transfuses going on. A beautiful arc by haypro, and he does manage to barely defend. And this game is absolutely neck and neck at this point. We do see a lot of roaches still being made by haypro, and there's the +1. That is the one advantage he was almost guaranteed to be able to get, was that upgrade advantage. Because as we see, the rest of, oh my gosh, there was a small Zergling counterattack that went on by haypro. Apparently very, very effective, but still not that big of a drone lead by haypro, 31-28.
Yeah, now, one thing I felt like losira didn't quite do too well is he had all those banelings going into that attack, and he wasn't able to do much with them. He does have 2 banelings coming in from the secret hallway right now. He's going to try to get a big concentration. It drones off, blocked by the queen, and he takes out a ton of them. And actually, that will put haypro behind on the drone count.
So that was a very nice hit for losira, but keep in mind, haypro, only reason he brought those roaches back was to try to go for a big defense against those Zerglings, but now that there's not that much to defend, this is the clear correct move for haypro, but those distances are so huge. We see it's 22 roaches versus 18, but there's a bunch about to hatch, and here comes haypro advancing forward. He has a lot of roaches, more Zerglings streaming in to try to reinforce this push, but we see that +1 upgrade from haypro is really starting to kick in. Roaches are starting to fall. Does not quite have enough to do any additional transfuses. haypro, if he's going to break this, it's going to be really, really narrow. It looks like he's doing some nice target firing. We see in the production more roaches popping out from both players, and 16 Zerglings en route for losira, and it looks like haypro will have to retreat again.
Oh, yeah, he's going to go ahead and go back just for one last volley, and with a lot of lings coming out there, losira did handle that one quite well. You could tell how that +1 was making a difference, but again, when you're fighting into your opponent's base, you're always going to have to be dealing with their instant reinforcing and, being able to get several lings out as well. In fact, he might try to chase down these roaches that are already severely hurt, and that would give him advantage going, and actually, I don't know about that. There's only 5 roaches, and there are several here for haypro. The lings are getting cleaned up right now. More roaches are managing to come in. However, with that +1, I think haypro is going to be able to hold on to this. He's even going to bring some drones out as well to get some additional damage, and it does look like he will chase it off.
And it looks like haypro still under a little bit of fire, but as these roaches continue to march down, he's going to be in good shape. Has to be careful about that queen, though, and he's well aware of it. Nice control there by haypro, pulling back those weakened ones. And look at this, 12 roaches out right now for haypro, and only 4 for losira, making a couple more, actually making only Zerglings. And is haypro actually going to go for another push now?
I don't know, but even looking at the drone count, I think having that second hatch, oh my gosh, here come more Zerglings coming in, and there will be a block by roaches from haypro, and it does look like he's kind of positioning himself in the middle of the map. He's got to be careful here. He's got roaches coming in from the south, roaches coming in from the middle as well. He's going to try to sandwich these lings and does manage to kill quite a few there, and so haypro has caught up in the harvester count, and quite frankly, look at losira's expansion and the amount of drones on it compared to his opponent, but more lings streaming into the natural. That queen will finally go down, and where are the roaches? They're all the way up there, and they've got to return home.
Oh, haypro taking a ton of damage, losing a lot of drones, and these counterattacks seem to be doing a lot of damage, but it's a little bit of an optical illusion because haypro has been massing up roaches the whole time. This push is just getting delayed more and more and more, but there is no more ways to delay it for losira now. We see a huge amount of roaches continuing to swing forward from liquid haypro. haypro, who has not had a big win on the stage yet, is really getting an opportunity in this game. 91 food to 59. Now slowly advancing forward. He's been resisting counterattacks all game long. Beautiful spreading right there. losira has fewer roaches, better upgrades, and there's the good game.
Wow, GG.
The Swede takes a very, very nice win there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of back and forth battle, a lot of decisions to be made in that matchup, but it just seemed like all the decisions happened to fall in favor of haypro, what he decided to do. We saw the defensive baneling come into play. That stopped that first initial attack from the Zerglings. And even though losira had some really phenomenal counterattacks, even with all the drones that got killed by those banelings that came in through the secret hallway, the back door, he was able to quickly recover from that, still have an enormous amount of roaches, and honestly, +1. And it just goes to show, we've seen some of those builds that are like the quick +1 ling, the quick +1 roach, and it did make a difference right there. So haypro coming up with the big one. It looks like Shakura's Plateau will be the next match.